What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Fantasy Football Game Show presented by Front Yard Fantasy. I'm your host, Simon, joined as always by my very handsome co-hosts, Josh and John Luke. What's up, guys?
Woo! What up? I'm feeling so handsome today. Let's go. Yes.
Oh, and I can tell you're feeling so handsome today, Josh. It is shining off of you. The power of positive visualization at work, because it is radiating. Guys, also joining us today, we have a special guest coming back for some more fantasy football game show fun, is our friend Michael Stoyanov. For those of you that do not know him, you can find him on Twitter at Mike Stoyanov. Mike is an actor, writer, and fantasy football aficionado. You may know him from his roles in The Dark Knight, Billions, or Blossom, and we are so hyped to have you on with us today, Mike. Thanks for taking the time to come back.
Thank you. I got to say, though, the only acting I'm doing these days is pretending I haven't watched the Better Call Saul episodes that I'm supposed to wait for my wife to watch so damn much, and I sneak them.
She's like, I know what you're doing.
I'm like, oh, what? Oh, Saul, Jimmy.
She's like, that's your actor voice.
That's
right through you.
Top tier acting.
So, but I mean, it's some of my best work, frankly. I wish the world could see it.
Honestly, I'd never be able to pull that off. I could not. The second an episode started playing that I knew, my girlfriend would know. She would look at me and be like, you watched this, didn't you?
So I haven't seen Better Call Saul yet, and it's next on my list. Next show I want to watch.
You haven't seen a single episode?
I saw the first episode. I won't lie to you. I seen the first episode. Right. I liked it.
But that's still
capture me quite like I wanted, and I heard it's so good. I love Breaking Bad. It's my favorite show.
You got it. You'll get into this. Okay. I always get a little jealous when someone's like, "Oh, I haven't seen any of something that I know is like this unbelievable like journey, like a 10 out of 10 entertainment wise." I'm like,
does it live up to Breaking Bad? Kind of. I know Breaking Bad.
My personal opinion is Breaking Bad is one of the finest television series ever made. So, but it's excellent. It's really excellent.
Okay.
Top to bottom, acting, writing, directing, the whole thing, production values.
I'm gonna do it. I need to finish Breaking Bad first before I can watch. Mike's about to quit this stream because I haven't seen the rest of Breaking Bad.
That's crazy.
The first two seasons. That's it. It's when I used to fly on planes a lot. It was my airplane show, and then I haven't been flying on planes as much and haven't watched.
You gotta have Mike on for some
better. It keeps getting better.
Okay. You convinced me. I'll pause the Great British Baking Show and I'll go over to Breaking Bad.
That'll always be there.
That'll always be there. It'll always be there.
Sticky puddings and things.
Guys, and we've got Dustin in today's in the chat saying today's guest has really blossomed into a great fantasy football analyst. We all miss Craig. And awesome. Craig is usually
in with the Groucho glasses. Should I? No, I just had to check. I had to check. These are these are real glasses. These are legit glasses. Viewing public. This is not a joke.
Not fake. Same here.
Really pull off the glasses well, too, by the way.
Jordan, you say one more day until I'm watching you in real life and not behind the screen. One more day until I'm watching you watch me in real life and not behind the screen. Jordan,
are you guys all going to the expo?
We are.
Oh, nice.
Will be there. Nice. We got Scott in here saying hello there. Yes, Jordan, I board a plane in 24 hours. See you tomorrow evening. We got a whole squad getting ready for the expo right here. And looks like CertaPro Painters is our sponsor of choice on our advertisements on YouTube these days.
They keep coming back. They like it.
They like it. It must be working. Yeah. Someone got their house painted based on those ads yesterday. What's up, Albert? Good afternoon. We got Alex in the chat. Pete, what's up? Hey, guys.
What up, Alex?
And Scott saying, hey, Mike, good to see you again. And hey, Front Yard Flatulence.
What's up, buddy? Good to see you.
That's fair. That's fair.
Typing stuff at us.
And Scott said, this is live on air, right, Mike? So, Josh said, I'm in the building, baby. Josh.
What a good name.
Scott said, dang ads present. Welcome in, Scott. That's a believable time. I believe you today. And Dustin says, haven't seen any Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul. I can't get offended, but I know some people on here probably.
Get on it. I need a minute with that news.
And Mr. Scamper,
like the Garoppolo news. I'm like, hold on a sec. That changes everything.
Need to process.
And Scamper said, Game of Thrones, Breaking Bad, The Wire, Better Call Saul. Never seen any of them.
Yes, Mr. Scamper.
I've seen one season of Game of Thrones. I've seen 2 seasons of Breaking Bad, and I've never seen The Wire or Better Call Saul. So I haven't.
If you'd rather be at home watching TV than out socializing or having friends, I'm with that.
Hey, with that.
Hey, that's me. Hey, you found me.
You have to mix in some like shitty reality television as well, like some Love Island or some Big Brother, Survivor. There you go. The CBS Big 3. I'm fine with any of them. Mr. Scamper said, I'm nothing but potential with that. Absolutely. With all the shows you haven't seen, it's only potential, Mr. Scampers. Guys, today we brought Mike here not just to talk about shows we have or haven't seen, but to play a game we are calling Poll Perception. It is our OG game, and it is the game that tests our contestants. Yeah, Poll Perception.
We're calling it
Poll Perception.
I mean, why not? Why not?
I figured we'd try it out. A couple hundred shows.
Like,
in at this
literally,
point.
we've played Poll
shows.
Perception at least 100 times, right?
Oh, without a doubt.
Oh,
I'm preparing this. I'm striking a thoughtful pose already, and so I'll be ready to ruminate on these.
Well, that will come in handy because you're going to be ruminating, and your job is going to be to figure out how the public is thinking about these polls. Because your job is going to be to answer what you think the results of these polls are, how the game is going to work. As JL before the show started found 7
these are
polls.
like Twitter at my fantasy league type polls, right?
Exactly. These are going to be Twitter. Some will be fantasy. Some might be NFL. But JL will propose a poll to one of the contestants. If he proposes a poll to me, he may ask me, Simon, hey, in this poll, what percentage of people chose side A? We're always going to be guessing side A. So that first option presented is always going to be the option you're guessing. I'm going to guess a percentage, a number, and that's going to be me setting the line. The closer I am to the actual, there you go. The closer I am to the actual number, the more points I'm going to get. Exactly right is 10. 15 away is 1. It scales in there. If you're more than 15 away, you're going to get nothing. But then Josh and Mike, your job will be to answer whether you think the actual answer that chose side A, the actual percentage, is over or under the guess that I gave. We will do 6 polls like this. Then in the 7th round, all contestants will be guessing a number. No more over under in that round. And the closest to the correct answer will get 5 unless they hit it exactly right, at which point they will get 10 points. The person with the most points at the end of this game is our Poll Perception champion. 2 more rules. One of them we're going to implement in the 2nd round, so I will let you guys know of that one then. And the third one is, or the second one, I forgot one rule while presenting. Instead of just over under, there is a third option you can choose, and that is the queen bee. If you think that your contestant's answer, the person guessing the number is exactly right, you can queen bee it, at which point you will get 10 additional points. So you'll get the same amount of points as the person who guessed it. We have never had that hit on the show. But if you want to go for the glory, it's the glory play. It is not the statistically relevant play, but it is for the glory.
Don't do it, Mike. It's not worth it. It's not worth it, Mike.
I did it twice last show.
Take JL the save points.
JL is going to be running this game for us today, so I'll pass it off to him now. You ready, JL?
Oh, I'm ready.
You ready, Mike? You ready, Josh?
Mike, ready. You ready to lose?
Look how thoughtful. I'm super
ready.
Look
how thoughtful. So
ready to lose. Perfect. I'm happy to hear it. I'm happy to hear it.
All right,
I'm
so
coming
the
in
order
hot
we
today.
got
I'm
today.
feeling good.
We got Mike going first, followed by Josh,
right.
followed by Simon.
All right.
Followed by Simon.
Ooh.
And
so wait,
guys, I got to mention
the line on this one. When you say
yes,
setting the line on this one.
Yep.
If anyone on the show or in the chat gets it spot on, gets the percentage exactly right, I'll take a shot.
Ooh.
You'll take a little shot.
What is that? What are you giving them?
I'm going to take a shot of tequila if anyone on the show or in the chat gets it spot on exactly right.
Oh, man.
I'm guessing
like
the percentage.
3:30. All right.
It's
not even yet. Not even yet.
It's 3:10, but it's 5 o'clock somewhere. That's what I'm told.
3:10, it's not even 3:30.
Somewhere in the Atlantic. It's
not in America, but like right there, like in between.
Right there
Europe
in the
and
ocean.
America, it's like
5 o'clock somewhere.
Yeah,
and that somewhere is Bermuda.
It's Bermuda, probably, yeah.
Perfect.
Which is a good, but anyway, Josh's proposition here is a good reminder. Play along in the chat. We love it. It's so much fun. If you get it right, we're going to praise you. If you get it wrong, we're going to make fun of you. But that's what we do. And we expect the same back. All right, boys. Mike.
Yeah.
We're starting with you on this one. Here's your first poll, my friend. We're just going to get right into it. Who will be traded first, Kareem Hunt or Jimmy Garoppolo?
See, now I thought the idea that they were going to go together was still. What am I doing? I'm just picking one of these two. I don't have to set a number.
No. So the question is, who will be traded first, Kareem Hunt or Jimmy Garoppolo?
I mean,
my question to you is, what percentage of the public chose Kareem Hunt in this poll?
Okay. All right.
So we're always going to be guessing side A's percentage.
I think
side A.
I don't know when this poll was, but if it was
running within the last week.
Oh man, see, because this story is moving fast, like literally right now today on the Garoppolo front. So if this poll were today, it would be very low, I think, on Hunt. But as it is, I still think it's pretty low. I'm going to go with 31% think Hunt.
31%, locking that in?
That's a good line.
All right, we're locking that in. Josh. What do you think? Do you think the actual percentage is over or under? Mike's guess of 31%.
So I think a lot of people are going to be scrolling past this poll and they're going to be like, wait, Kareem Hunt is going to be traded. Like the reports just recently broke that Kareem Hunt could potentially be traded. His contract's a little bit more than the Browns want to pay. And he's a really good running back and he's behind Nick Chubb right now. Jimmy Garoppolo, however, throughout the entire offseason, we've known he's been a guy that the 49ers want to get rid of. They want to trade. I just can't see a world where Kareem Hunt gets a decent percentage on this one. Or Jimmy Garoppolo is voted on a decent percentage. I think most people think that Jimmy Garoppolo will be the one traded, which means a very low percentage is probably going to vote for Kareem Hunt here. I'll take the under.
Josh taking the under on Mike's guess of 31%. Simon, do you think the actual percentage is over or under 31%?
I think it's a good line. I think that's a good line because the new news is Kareem Hunt. So that may be fresher in some people's minds. They want to click on it. But Josh, I think you hit the nail on the head. And then the only other point I'll bring up is we've seen it time and time again that running backs with decently sized contracts in the trade market are difficult to get rid of. Like the return for these running backs in a trade is always much lower than you would expect because it turns into more the team trying to get what they can to get out from under a contract. And we've seen it time and time again. Like a running back needy team isn't going to be willing to pay up the way that a quarterback needy team is going to. It's just a position that they can plug and play with the depth on their the depth that they have already on the roster to some degree, more so than the quarterback position. I'll take the under as well.
Double under from these contestants here.
I think I'm wrong now. I think it's going to be more like 18. I didn't think that through.
You'd still get points.
You'd still get points in that scenario.
You still get point.
You guys made some really good points.
Yeah.
Scott guessing 15%, 11% from Dame, 28% from Shevin, Albert with 21%, Mr. Scammers 8%, 23% from Alex, and 34% from Dustin. Some good guesses here in the chat.
There's a range.
There's a range here.
One's over top. One's taking the over there. Dustin's taking the over of your 31% guess there.
That's true. Well, the actual percentage of people who chose Kareem Hunt in this poll was 37%.
No, that
was 37%.
For you.
So
I'm
you were
shocked that I was right. I literally backtracked after the fact.
You were 6 percentage points away, which is going to give you 3 points, and you skunked these other two. They both incorrecly chose the over/under, which is going to give them Mada.
Can we take like 15 seconds and discuss the actual, the on the ground,
the trade
ramifications? Like, is Hunt for Garoppolo still alive? Is that a thing that might happen? Because
we'll be traded first. The answer is neither at the same exact time.
I mean, if Hunt goes to San Francisco, it's like great for Chubb, bad for Mitchell, great for Lance, great for Hunt, bad for. I mean, it's just I want to know what's happening here.
Yeah, so let's assume that this trade goes through, some version of this, because these guys would never be traded straight up. But some version of these, that they're traded to each other's teams.
Right, it would be like Garoppolo and some stuff for Hunt.
I was thinking the other way around.
Oh, really?
Yeah, running backs are typically just not valued highly in the NFL because they're so replaceable.
The 49ers are going to have to cut Jimmy G if they go into
if they don't, right? So he's at a discount
with him on the team. He's getting paid way too much money. That's the problem with Jimmy G. He's getting paid way too much money. No one wants to negotiate the amount of money they pay him.
A weak position.
Right.
Exactly. That's the problem. And the problem with the 49ers getting Kareem Hunt is they are trying to make money so they can pay other players, So that's kind of the issue with that trade really going down. I don't think the 49ers want to pay Kareem Hunt.
Like Hasty is perfectly serviceable, assuming that Mitchell is going to dominate the snap count, the snap share. Like Hasty is fine on 3rd and 9. Like they don't really need Hunt.
They have like 5 running backs there too, Like the 49ers have proven whoever's the running back is going to be just fine.
Right.
And I just I know we're talking hypothetically if this trade happens, but I just don't see the Browns moving Kareem Hunt. I think I misspoke a little bit earlier. I think it's more Kareem Hunt wants more money. He's on the last year of a deal. He wants more. The Browns don't need to pay him, and it makes sense for it makes sense from a football perspective, especially with the potential of Jacoby Brissett being their starting quarterback, to have a strong run game with Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt on that offense. So I just don't see it happening. I think Hunt's on the Browns.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but as of today, the buzz is it's just Garoppolo that's going to move to Cleveland. There's not that other aspect of it. Like all I'm hearing today is Cleveland may acquire Garoppolo, you're not hearing that like, oh, and Hunt's going to go to San Francisco. So I think you're probably right.
Yeah, most likely.
The Browns have to be preparing for a more severe contract for Deshaun Watson. Whether it's at bare minimum, it's got to be it's got to be 8 games, right? I'm thinking more like 12 games, maybe the entire season. And
right.
I've heard they're comfortable with Brissett, but Jimmy Garoppolo is an upgrade over Jacoby Brissett.
If they can get him there, and again, I agree. I think 12 or the entire season is the likely outcome. Like 12, I feel like is a good outcome for the Browns in regard to getting Watson back. Like, I really think the optics on like it not being the full season are just bad for the NFL. So, and personal feelings aside, it's just they've dug themselves this hole where it's like you can't like that's I think why they were like we can't just let it stand at 6. This is like bad.
It looked bad.
Yeah. On another note, what Alex said, I just wanted to highlight this. He said Kareem Hunt's contract is cheap, so I did just look it up. He's on a 2-year, $12 million deal, so it's not this huge, massive contract either. Right, so further to that point, it really is leverage in the Browns' favor if that was a trade they were trying to explore, but I still don't expect that. Sorry about that, JL.
No, you're good. All right, let's move on to our next poll here. Well done on that one, Michael. You got 3 points for that one. Josh,
this is how the last game started last time I was on, by the way.
Sometimes how it goes.
The only freaking points I scored the whole game. So, like, this is an inauspicious beginning. And
hopefully that's not a trend, Mike. I want to beat you, but
for me.
I want you to get some points. Just a little bit less points than me.
Just a tiny bit less.
I can live with that.
All right, Josh, here is your next poll here. Which would you rather roster? Lamar Jackson plus Rashad Bateman or Patrick Mahomes plus Juju Smith-Schuster? What percentage chose Lamar Jackson and Rashad Bateman in this poll?
So we didn't have any other context. This is from a dynasty account or NFL?
No other context. Nothing. Nope. Nothing.
It's not even fantasy context?
It is fantasy context.
Definitely. How do you know that?
Because of the question or like the way it was asked and the person asking.
Which would you rather roster?
Just trust me. Yeah. Just it wasn't worded exactly like that.
Okay. Well, how was it worded?
Differently.
That affects the poll.
I know, but this is the context that I'm choosing to give here. So this is the
not
only
the context that people voted on.
This is awesome.
Just trust me. This is fantasy context. It's a fantasy context. The other context is not
strange to change it. Like that context does matter. Like
okay.
I don't know. Okay. I'll assume fantasy football. I'll trust you here. Lamar Jackson plus Rashad Bateman versus Patrick Mahomes and Juju Smith-Schuster. I'll say that most people are going to say Patrick Mahomes over Lamar Jackson. For fantasy, most people are going to put Rashad Bateman slightly ahead of Juju, but I think they're both pretty close. I think it's going to be slightly on the Patrick Mahomes, Juju Smith-Schuster side, ever so slightly. Somewhere between like 36 and 45%. I'll go with. I like my 9s. I'll go with 36% of people.
36%. Lock that in.
I'll go with 40%. I'll bump it up a little bit. I'll go with 40%.
40% from Joshua. Simon, was the actual percentage over or under 40%?
What was the average age of the person who responded to this poll? It's going to change how I answer.
33 and a half.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
So.
Thank you. Yeah. I appreciate you giving me that context. Everyone who's asked. I'm going to go. This one's so tough. Like, Josh, my initial thoughts were similar to you. Like, I think it's going to be on the path. But then I started thinking, like, I've got Lamar Jackson ahead of Patrick Mahomes in my rankings. And then Rashad Bateman, and I don't think that's uncommon. I think people are a little bit down on Patrick Mahomes this year. Down on Patrick Mahomes, that means 4 or 5 instead of 1 or 2, but that's still down compared to how he's been ranked recently. And then Rashad Bateman, I think it's generally ranked higher than Juju Smith-Schuster going in just because of the uncertainty in that Kansas City offense. But they're relatively even for me. I think it might be slightly on the Lamar Jackson side, so I'm going to take the over.
Taking the over on Josh's guess. Michael,
okay.
I think the actual percentage is over under 40%.
Would rather roster Jackson and Bateman.
Yes.
Okay. I think what you think, but more so. Like, I really think because you asked Twitter, and both these guys, like, this is a dip year for Mahomes. A lot of people have a lot of questions about Schuster. And Jackson and Bateman are both so sexy. They're so sexy this year.
Oh, so
I'll be
right
shocked if this number isn't upwards of 60%. Like, I'm going higher, but I really think because, again, you specifically, the people answering this poll are specifically fantasy people. Like, I just think that Jackson is going ahead of Mahomes for the first time in whatever 2-3 years in a lot of mocks I see and in a lot of leagues. So, like, and Bateman, everyone loves Bateman to have this big breakout. It's sophomore year time. He's not injured all of training camp. Like, there's all kinds of like green lights and green flags and all the positive shamrock, 4-leaf clovers and rabbit's feet. And yeah, I'm taking the over for sure.
Taking the over, a double over, the reverse split of the room on Josh's guess of 41%.
All right.
And we got some guesses here in the chat. Let's see. We got 45. And there's just answer the question, Jerf. Jerf. I like Jerf. Just slowly and getting more morphed. Ricky Butt saying 45%, 33 from Mr. Scampers, 33 from Albert, 41% from Scott, 52 from Dustin, 31 from Alex, and 41 from Dame. And Mr. Scampers says chat is in tune with the 33/41. Very true. And Alex saying, "Oh, this is probably redraft." 42%.
Well, I said 36 and 45, but same thing.
Same
right,
thing.
Yeah.
Well, the actual
so
percentage
about
of people who chose Lamar Jackson, I did that. Lamar Jackson and Juju Smith-Schuster in this poll was 55%.
All right.
55%.
Yeah.
So, Josh, you were within 15 percentage points. Going to give you a point.
Hey,
and
my change helped me a little bit.
It did. It did. It absolutely did. And Mike and Simon, you both correctly guessed the over/under on this one. I'm just going to give you 2 points each. I'll take 2 points each.
I will take that.
So I wanted to ask you guys, while I update the score here, which of these two stacks would you rather have if you were drafting? Which would you pick? Start with you, Mike.
I mean, as literally my answer indicates, I would definitely rather have Jackson and Bateman in all formats, like going into this year. I mean, of course, Patrick Mahomes is Patrick Mahomes. I'm waiting to see Juju Smith-Schuster perform, and he's had other issues, but like he really only was great when a Hall of Fame wide receiver was lining up opposite him. You know what I mean? Like I don't know if he's not one of those guys who's really, really good / borderline great as a wide receiver too, but just couldn't really do it as a one. And that's a story you hear a lot. That happens. So yeah, for me, this is Jackson and Bateman. I would love to have both of those guys.
Jackson and Bateman. What about you, Josh?
I would rather have Lamar Jackson and Rashad Bateman going into next year as well. Again, I just people scrolling through thinking they see Patrick Mahomes' name, they just are going to vote for him above, not really having all the context. But I agree. Juju Smith-Schuster was only great when he was with Antonio Brown back in 2018. But even in 2020, in PPR leagues, he was the 17th best wide receiver. Last year, he was injured. So outside of the years he was injured, he's been a top 20 PPR, top 20 fantasy wide receiver 3 of the 5 years. And 2 of those seasons, he missed significant time. So now he's with the best quarterback of his career with Patrick Mahomes. I do think Juju Smith-Schuster is primed for a really good season, actually.
And also, he has Kelsey, who sort of will fill in for Antonio. Like that guy's going to pull a lot of coverage. So good points.
Yeah. I'm actually going to go on the other side. I do have Lamar Jackson ahead of Patrick Mahomes ever so slightly in the same tier, but I have Juju Smith-Schuster flip those slightly ahead of Rashad Bateman. So I expect this Kansas City Chiefs offense to be more pass happy than the Ravens offense this year. And I do expect, I've been coming around on Juju. I expect him to be the primary wide receiver target in that offense. It'll be him and Travis Kelce. Yeah. And so I'll take the primary wide receiver in that Chiefs offense, especially one as talented as Juju Smith-Schuster. So I'm on that side. Juju's been one of my biggest risers over the past 2 months as far as like players I'm rising on and drafting.
Me too.
Yeah.
Simon. I'm right there with you.
Yeah, I'm very excited for Juju this season and that entire Chiefs offense. I think they're going to be great. Josen Rose said, I think people are more for Bateman than Juju, but I feel Juju over Bateman is safer. The thing is, Juju is older and Bateman has a great opportunity. I like how you broke that down. I
agree with you, but I think it's just Bateman has more, maybe not more upside.
It's tough.
I feel like Bateman is safer and Juju has more upside. That's what I would say, actually.
Interesting.
I don't think Bateman is going to be a top 10 wide receiver. I don't think that's in his realm of possibilities, really. But I feel very comfortable he's going to be a number 2 wide receiver. I think Juju could be a top 10 wide receiver. But if he's not the number 1 wide receiver for the Chiefs, then you could be really low. So
if we get a Sky Moore, Amon-Ra St. Brown type second half of the season where he comes on late, that could really mess with Juju. So there's more variables in play. I'm with you.
Yeah, Dustin brought up that point too. People are fading Juju with Sky Moore hype.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And there's Mecole Hardman, Marcus Valdez-Scantling. They brought into a 3-year deal. Obviously, Travis Kelce's going to be the main target. So
it's a crowded room for sure in Kansas City.
Crowded room. Yep.
One I'm excited to watch how it plays out, though.
Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, we're going to get the AFC West every one of those games every week. That's fantastic.
Awesome. I know. It's going to be so much fun.
Denver versus KC, Oakland versus San Diego, old man here, LA. Like, all the matchups are going to be fantastic. That's just a lot of great games we're going to get to watch, I think. And a lot of shootouts, we hope.
Absolutely. Well, 69% of the chat chose over in that last poll, and got that one correctly. Well done. All right, guys, ready to move on to our next poll here?
Oh, I'm so ready. I've been waiting for this.
All right, Simon, here is your poll. Dynasty 12-team Superflex PPR. Which would you rather roster?
Oh, never mind.
Jalen Waddle or Drake London? What percentage of the public chose Jalen Waddle in this poll?
JL. I had like strong opinions on the other two. Like I felt pretty good. And then this one, I'm just sitting here like, I don't know what people think. I feel like there's been different variations of hype. Like Jalen Waddle just set the rookie reception record last year, but now Tyreek Hill's coming into town. People are nervous. It is dynasty though, so that's going to have slightly less of an impact than in redraft. But Drake London, I feel like he was my number 1 wide receiver coming out, and he was a lot of people's number 1 wide receiver, landing in a spot where he's like, it seems like he's going to be the one. Like, I don't know who's going to beat him out for that wide receiver 1 spot in Atlanta. Man, this is tough. I'll go. I think more people are still going to be on Waddle because we've seen it, right? We've seen him do unreal things on the football field, and he waddles around the end zone. I'm stalling. What else can I say about these guys while I think of a number? 58%. And I'll try to stop choking on water.
Yeah, for real. 58%. Locking that in, Simon?
Yeah, lock that in.
All right, Michael, was the actual percentage over or under? Simon's guess, 58%.
58 on Waddle, right? I was really just hoping, I'm like, just don't go anywhere near the middle because this just feels so 50-50 to me. And of course, you're right there in the 50s. Oh, man, this is really, really easily the hardest one of the 3 so far, I think. Sort of gauge. I agree with you. And again, I would be like, if it weren't Mariota, if it were any kind of like quality perception-wise QB in Atlanta, I would be like, oh, well, this is. But as it is, I'm gonna say that more people are on London than that, just because everyone loves rookies, like rookie, and like I know he's only in his 2nd year, but I'm gonna count on that rookie love, that rookie bump to carry London a little higher than you have him. So I'm gonna go lower on your guess of 58.
Okay.
Right? Do I have that right?
Yep.
Did I just?
Well, I don't know if you're correct, but your answer matched the words you said.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, Michael, taking the under. Simon's guess 58%. Josh, what do you think? Over or under?
I don't know, guys. Jalen Waddle just set the rookie record for most catches in a season. He's really freaking good. I think I would have guessed 72% probably. I'm going to take the over. I think Waddle. I've seen a lot of dynasty drafts, and I definitely haven't seen Drake London picked above Jalen Waddle in any of them. I'm going to go over.
Josh taking the over. Simon, you split the room with your guess of 58%. Well done.
That's the first split.
It's hot.
That is hot. Every time you show that cup, Simon, I think you're at like a movie theater. Every single
like a bowling alley.
You can get 4 of these cups on Amazon for $14.99. Just type in really big cup, and this is what
wherever you see that cup, you know you're gonna have like really sort of tasty, pretty shitty at the same time pizza around.
Yeah,
super greasy.
Friendly straw too. Good man.
Exactly.
Yes, true.
Way to minimize your carbon footprint.
Josh, did you ever have Jerry's subs and pizza?
Yeah. Wait.
I don't even know where that is. Yeah.
Wait.
That's what
I've had a place called Jerry's. Wait. Yeah. I don't even know where it is though. Wait.
I go to Jerry Mike's sometimes.
Jerry Mike's. Jersey Mike's?
Oh, sorry.
The sub shop?
Jerry Mike's.
That's my bad.
All right, we got some guesses here in the chat. Let's see. Where does it start, though? Oh, Dame said is 100 for both possible.
I think it starts with Chevin's guess up there, JL.
Chevin, 69%. Okay, 69 from Chevin. We got 100 from Tim. We got 60% from Albert. We got Broken Heart from Kev. Sorry,
I think
Kev.
we didn't show his answer last time, and he said,
"Oh no, I'm sorry, Kev."
Dame said
no one's on the under.
Well done, Kev. You're an alpha, Kev. Now, Mr. Scamper said 55%. Dustin said 62%. Kev said 64%. Emily said 72%. And Al
I'm getting nervous.
71%. 71%. Well, the actual percentage of people who chose Jalen Waddle in this poll was 66%. 66%. Simon, you were 8 percentage points away. It's going to give you 3 points. Josh, you correctly guessed the over and under. It's going to give you 2 points. Michael, no under. Points this round. Over and under. You guessed them both.
Yeah. Chevin was so close to making a ridiculous shot.
69-3 away. 86% of the chat chose over on this one. 86% chose over. It's pretty wild. I'm curious what you guys think about Drake London's rookie year. This is his year this year. He's got a lot of hype. I think a lot of people are still tempering their expectations because he's a rookie. That offense might not be so good. What do you guys think about Drake London? Can he be trusted? Are we going to continue to get this like rookie wide receiver streak that we've been getting? What do you think, Simon?
Trust is maybe the wrong word, but he is my highest ranked rookie wide receiver. I think he has maybe the highest floor of all the rookie wide receivers just because it looks like the opportunity has to be there for this Atlanta offense to be functional in the receiving game. Like they don't have a competent receiving core outside of Drake London. So I'm relatively like moderately excited just because of the volume that I'm expecting him to get. That being said, that touchdown upside is limited in this Atlanta Falcons offense. So I don't know how high his ceiling is, but I've got him as like a wide receiver 3 that probably has like high-end wide receiver 2 upside if the touchdowns go his way. And of all the rookies, the player that maybe is like most likely to have touchdowns go his way, take the offense out of it, is a big-bodied receiver like Drake London. Like he's an end zone target. When they get down there, like they're going to be looking Drake London's direction in the end zone. So I'm excited for him. Wide receiver 3, but he's got that top-end wide receiver 2 upside.
What do you think, Mike?
I mean, I think the trend is like someone is going to be big. Like one of the rooks is going to be big. Like, is it London? Is it Olav? Is it
Treylon Burks?
Tolbert? Like someone's going to break big. And like, I tend to, I'm not sure it's going to be London. I don't know that he'd be top of the list for me in terms of like most likely to be offensive rookie of the year or what have you. But, and again, I think if he just had a better like quarterback, at throwing the ball, which is why I like that in a QB. If I have a wide receiver,
that is definitely an
Mariota could be really, really effective, but he's not what like if you've got the wide receivers, you're not loving that guy. Like so, I'm not sure. Maybe just 1,000 yards and like. If he brings in 7-8 TDs, he should think of himself as a huge success.
Oh, that's a great year.
That would be
Kyle Pitts without the touchdowns.
1,004 yards. That would be a great year for him.
Yeah, Josh, what about you?
Well, not Jefferson, but sorry, go ahead.
No. I think you summed it up pretty well. It's Marcus Mariota that concerns me, and even if Dustin says Ritter's going to win that job year for first. I'm not completely sold on Ritter. He was pretty inaccurate in college. Maybe he brings a little bit more life to the offense, but it doesn't necessarily improve Drake London's situation compared to Marcus Mariota, in my opinion. If I had to pick one rookie wide receiver to draft first, it would be Treylon Burks just for redraft. In Dynasty, I would still take Drake London. The rookie hype is real for what the poll we just did. I understand kind of why it went the way it did. And I would have been understanding if it was, somewhere around 50-50 because the rookie hype's so real. But I think Drake London will have a good season. I'm definitely tempering my expectations. I don't think he'll have 1,000 yards. I'm projecting him for 5 touchdowns, but 118 targets. That's solid.
I'm with you. I like Drake London, but I think Jalen Waddle is like the reason, like Tyreek Hill, I feel like, had a big impact on how he's being viewed in Dynasty right now, getting traded there. Like, if Tyreek Hill was not on that offense, we'd be talking about Jalen Waddle probably as like a top 10 Dynasty wide receiver with his youth and then what he did in that rookie season. Right. So it's kind of crazy that we're not, because Tyreek Hill got added, but I get it.
I just thought that because it's a Dynasty poll, people would be thinking at least 1 year ahead. Atlanta is very likely to get one of the. I mean, apparently,
Bryce Young, CJ Stroud, they could get one of those guys.
Crazy good QB draft. Like, they're gonna get a franchise guy probably. So London's situation is gonna improve dramatically, like in his second year. But whatever. I'm done.
Whatever. I like that. Shevin's got a question for us. Which pair would you rather have in Dynasty? No tight end premium. No tight end / premium one. I don't know what that means. No, I guess
so. No tight end premium, and then
and then one is
so
the
you
first
see
one.
There's a two later.
Yeah. Good call. No tight end premium. So Andrews and Waddle, or AJ Brown and Elijah Moore.
Well, Josh looks very opinionated.
I think you could make an argument that Andrews and Waddle belong over both AJ Brown and Elijah Moore. It's Andrews and Waddle for me.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I would take both of those guys over both of the other guys.
I gotta stop shuffling my chips. I can't do it. And
I think I would take AJ Brown over Waddle, but it's very close. So
that's fine. If you want to take AJ Brown over top either one of those guys, I don't think you can make an argument for Elijah Moore over any of these three.
No, Elijah Moore is definitely last.
Sure, Waddle is the superior fantasy choice over Moore. I hope none of my friends who are in my home leagues are watching, because I love AJ Brown this year.
Yes, me too.
So
me too.
That really tilts it for me. It's much closer, I think, for me than you guys. But I guess at the end of the day, off of Andrews' phenomenal season last year, you have to go with one. You have to go with Andrews and Waddle.
Yeah,
it's not like unfair or anything, Mike.
It's a fair trade.
Yeah. Just Elijah Moore is just by far the lowest one for me.
Right.
Yeah.
If Andrews had just literally had a good year, like within what everyone was projecting, and not this superhuman effort, I would pick two. But like, you can't as like in good conscience, like ignore that. Like, come on.
Scott Fish is texting everyone in your home leagues right now, Mike. You're in trouble.
Guys, I love Andrews and Waddle. AJ Brown. No thanks.
Big Elijah Moore fan. And Mr. Scamper said, "Who is your favorite premium one driver?"
Scott Fish, you better not. Like, you better not.
You better not. All right, guys.
Are you doing Orange County, Jack Black? You better not. So funny. Everyone watch Orange County again if you haven't seen it ever. Colin Hanks, Jack Black.
Hey, my list is just getting longer.
I know, you got a long list,
goes on. Wait, I might have to DM you to get everything.
Watch Breaking Bad first, believe me.
Okay.
Emily's saying Falcons gonna have last year's Lions record minus the ties, which is what, 3 wins?
I like to predict.
How many wins did the Falcons have last year?
That's a good question. 5? I don't remember. Yeah, couldn't be very much.
One in London, right? That's one.
Yeah.
So now
all right, guys, we're getting into round 2 of our polls here, and we got a new mechanic that Simon is going to tell us about.
Guys, our new mechanic. Now there are 2 additional options you can guess instead of just over, under, and queen B. There's now a very double or nothing type mechanic, or if you think that your opponent's guess is way off, we're talking 15 percentage points or more off, then you can guess way over or way under. Now, if it is not more than 15 percentage points off, let's say you say way over and they're 14 percentage points off, you're going to get 0 points. But if you are correct that they are way off, 15 percentage points or more, you'll get 4 points instead of the normal 2 for predicting the over-under on that front. So it requires a bad guess from somebody, or one that you think is a bad guess that they're out there, or it can just be a Hail Mary if you get real behind on points. But that is the new mechanic. So now you got 5 options: over, under, queen B, way over, and way under.
All right.
Hey, nice, someone do better in the chat. I got this tequila sitting here for a reason.
It's just sitting there. Josh wants to drink it. I mean, he doesn't want to drink it. Don't make him do it.
I want to take one. That's for sure.
If someone gets it exactly right.
If someone gets it exactly right.
Anyone.
So make it happen on this one, Mike.
But I mean, hopefully.
Do it.
Just do it. All right, Michael. Here is your next poll.
Is it me or
Dynasty? It's for you. We're back to you.
Mike.
Yep.
All right.
Dynasty, Superflex, 12-team, PPR. Which side would you rather roster? Najee Harris and Mike Williams, or CMC and Cortland Sutton? What percentage of the public chose Najee Harris and Mike Williams in this
poll? Do we have a scoreboard, Joe?
This is...
Yes, we do. Thank you.
Okay, how many chose? What's the percentage on Najee and Williams? I feel like, to me, this is a kind of cut and dried. Like, I immediately like A, but I know the mystique and the power of CMC and like how people are just still so heavily invested in his greatness, and they're so sure it's still there, and that like injuries are fluky, and like you don't that's bad process. And again, same thing with Sutton. Like people love Sutton. To me, like a little bit out of proportion with performance and ability to stay on the field, frankly.
It's all about Russell Wilson.
I mean, okay, really. So I'm going to say 54%.
54%.
Like Najee and Mike.
Yep, 54% chose side A in this poll. Locking that in, Michael?
Yeah, locked. Lock it. Final
locked
answer.
In. All right. Joshua.
Ryler Lockett.
Was the actual percentage over, under, way over, way under? Then
Queen B.
Guess 54%. Or
if there was a Queen B were to do, it would be on this one, because I think you had a fantastic guess on this percentage, Mike. I think it's going to be right around 50%. And I'm having trouble myself determining, because of everything you just said, which side it's going to lean towards. My initial instinct is telling me go towards the Najee Harris and Mike Williams side. Najee's younger than CMC. He's not a ton younger, though. Najee came out pretty old.
Dynasty.
Not that much younger. It's dynasty. And then Mike Williams, Cortland Sutton. I think Cortland Sutton is probably a year younger than Mike Williams, but Mike Williams has actually shown it on the field a lot more. So it's a really difficult one to answer. I love your fit. Like I keep saying, I think this one. My instinct is telling me Najee Harris and Mike Williams will win this poll, but I get a little bit more coverage if I take the under. So I'm kind of tempted to take the under here, even though I think Najee Harris and Mike Williams won this poll. I think it's gonna be close.
Go way under for all the glory.
No. I definitely don't think it's gonna be way under. I definitely don't. I'll take. Maybe a Josh. Maybe it is the Queen B. It's 54% too. That's a 9. I love guessing in terms of numbers divisible by 9. I'll take the. I'll take the over.
Taking the over.
Go with my instincts. My instincts tell me over, but my heart's telling me under.
All right. Following your instincts, Simon, was the actual percentage over, under, way under, or Queen B? Michael's guessed 54%.
Peek behind the curtain. My initial thought process through all of Mike talking, half of Josh talking, I was thinking about this in terms of redraft. So I had to throw all of those thoughts out, start over. And here's my new thought process. It's very close. So I'm just going to do the opposite of what Josh did. I'm going to take the under.
Yeah.
Taking the under. Split the room, Mike.
It angles
redraft, I feel like it's
CMC for me.
Exactly, yeah.
All right. We got some guesses here in the chat. We got 51% from Albert.
Follow your heart.
Rule number 5. That's true. Mr. Cameron said rule number 5 is follow your heart, not instincts. Alex, that's one of our few rules. It is. I have them written down in one of my notebooks here. 59% from Emily, 46 from Dame, 52 from Dustin, 65 from Chosen Rose, and 55 from Mr. Scampers.
On both sides of it. On both sides.
Well,
you and I, buddy, we're right there.
By the way, I put a poll in the chat. 62% thought it was over. 25% thought it was under. 12% thought it was way under.
Okay. Oh, I thought you were about to say Queen B.
Queen B. No, there's only 4 options they give you. Otherwise, I'd throw Queen B in there. Well, the actual percentage of people who chose Najee Harris and Mike Williams in this poll, Michael, you chose 54%.
I did.
Simon, you took the under. Josh, you took the over. But the actual percentage was 49%.
Oh, no!
Josh, you should have followed your heart. Rule number 5. Rule number 5. Come on.
Yeah, that was great. That was a great round.
Down in my mind, I would have said 50% if I was guessing on this one.
That would have been so crazy.
You're within 5, though, Michael. Oh, man.
You were within 5 percentage points, Mike. So you're going to get 5 points, bringing your score up to 10. Josh, sorry, no points on this one. Follow your heart next time. You might get some points.
I need to
and Simon, you get 2 points for that one.
That's mean.
What?
You're heart shaming. You're brain shaming him.
You're brain shaming him.
My brain was not even involved in this. It was my heart and my instincts. My gut and my heart were driving factor. I should have used my brain a little bit. Maybe I should have remembered rule number 5 and then went with my heart. So
when my gut and my heart are fighting, I usually go grab a handful of Tums and it takes care of it.
Yeah, I was about to say
5 or 6 of those.
Yeah. Scott Fish said, I can't wait for the show to add so many new rules to this game that they only have time for one poll after they go over all the instructions. I can't wait for that too.
That's the number one feedback we've gotten is that people prefer the rules portion of the show. Yeah.
Want more rules. Yes. Yep. Yeah. All right, guys. I did not update the board. Let me do that. Let me do that.
No one's more excited about the board updating than me.
Don't worry about the board. Just leave it. Just take it down.
I mean, you could leave my score the same.
Josh, I just want to let you know you're in the perfect position to pull this win out right now. No one's expecting you. You're kind of flying under the radar. This is exactly when you just hit that last minute drive and pull the win.
Hit that last ramp.
Okay. Or you fail, or you just freaking fail.
Give me my question, JL.
All right, Joshua. Ask and you shall receive. Here is your poll. Will Marquise Brown be a top 20 wide receiver this season? Yes or no? What percentage of the public chose yes in this poll?
So I was like, okay, let's think of the top. But no one answering this is going to be going down the top 20 wide receivers and actually logically there and be like, is Marquise Brown good? Is he in a good situation? Is he ready to have a top 20 wide receiver season? I think a lot of people out there are saying yes. I think I currently have him ranked right there in the very late teens. I think the majority of people are going to say yes, but I can see a lot of people say no as well. I'm kind of stuck there in the middle yet again. I think I'm going to go with the majority saying yes. I don't think it's as close as the last one, so I'm kind of stuck between 54 and 63. I'll go 63%.
63%. Locking that in?
Yeah.
Right. But I did not mean to do that. I actually put a poll in the chat. Disregard. All right. You said 63%.
I did.
Just make sure I write that down. Simon, is the actual percentage over, under, way under, or equal to Josh's guess of 63%?
I like the way you broke it down, Josh, because I think that's exactly how people vote on these polls. It's generally how I do. Like whenever I see them like top 20, do I like him? If so, click yes. If not, click no. Like people don't run through and list them. But even if you do run through and list them, I think a lot of people are going to end up with him in that top 20. So it makes it even more. If you had said 54, I would have without a doubt gone way over. And that's the fight I'm having right now is just do I think 78 way over or over? I think it's going to be high on the yes for Marquise Brown in this poll. I'm going to take the way over. I think at least 78% of people voted on the Marquise Brown side of this. It might be in the 80s.
Okay.
All right. Simon taking the way over on this one. Taking the way over. Mike, do you think the actual percentage is over, under, way over, or way under? Josh guessed 63.
For a variety of reasons, and none of them are, I think this, I am going to take the over just because it's smart to stay with Simon.
Yeah. It mitigates it would be a 2-point game.
I don't like him to do it. And I think that like when Hopkins comes back week 7, that whole offense is going to change and start revolving around him. But you nailed it. You nailed it, Josh. Like the name recognition, I think people answer impulsively and instinctively without thinking, oh, Hollywood Brown, top 20, duh. But it's not nearly that sort of simple, I don't think. But I am going to take the over, even though, personal opinion, I actually think he finishes out of the top 20 this year.
You're keeping the lead no matter what happens. Unless I get it right on, you'll be keeping the lead here. So.
Right.
That's true.
I'm not laughing. I'm not guffawing. No.
He goes,
getting it right on. Sure.
Why I'm laughing.
Oh yeah, Josh. Yeah,
you'll never do that.
You'll be in first. Oh yeah.
All right, we got some good guesses here in the chat. We got some 85% from Scampers, 24% from Scott Fish.
Ooh,
That's the Scott Fish special right there. The the 24. 73% from Peaked in high school, 22% from Emily, 45% from Albert.
On this one is guys. Crazy.
It's a big one. Dame 73%. No, 74. And Dustin 74 as well.
You're limiting yourself 70. There, guys.
Yeah, maybe. Tim's at 70%, and Scott Fisher got to go pack my extra Simon Tums. BRB.
For real, Scott has saved me multiple times with his Simon
conferences. Tums. Yeah, he's a Tums dealer at most industry conferences. All right, guys. Josh, you get 63% of people chose yes in this poll.
I did.
Mike, you took the over. Simon, you took the way over on that guess.
So that means it has to be 78.
78
for Simon for it to pay out.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yes. Yep. Well, the actual percentage people who chose yes in this poll was 42%.
What? Are you kidding me?
42%.
Oh, that's the second time in a row someone did not go with their heart and got burned.
Said way over, and it was way under.
Yeah, rule number 5.
Rule number 5.
You should go less than 0 for that. You should get like -2 for that. Going way over.
Everybody gets 0.
We're on the other side of the spectrum.
Albert, such a good guess. 45%. Over 1,000 votes. This one came from ESPN Fantasy Focus Count. So the number of exposure there. Well, guys, we're going to our penultimate poll here. Simon, this one is yours. The score's not going to change on this one. Are you ready?
Yeah. Oh, but wait, Josh gets points. No,
Josh, unfortunately, it was 21 percentage points away. So no points this time. Everybody was skunked on that one. That tricked everybody.
Wow, okay.
That was the results of that are wild.
Yeah. But like Mike said, there's a lot of people out there who I think believe that, that it'll be outside that top 20.
It was interesting when you added that came from ESPN, because I think we get very caught up in like this analyst bubble, and the ESPN account probably has a broader reach to like the general fantasy audience. So maybe the general consensus on Marquise Brown is lower than like the analyst consensus on Marquise Brown.
Yeah, no, very true. All right, guys, we're going to get into our penultimate poll here. So we're running a little low on time. Simon, this one is yours. Are you ready?
I'm so ready.
Right, here it is.
Right on the money here.
Which side would you rather roster? Jamar Chase plus Denzel Mims, or Devontae Adams plus Breece Hall plus Zach Ertz plus a 2024 first plus 3 2022 seconds? So a giant package.
Yeah, Denzel Mims is really the puzzle piece. If we're being honest, my very first thing I did was just cross his name out in this trade. It's just Jamar Chase for that package. Is like how I'm thinking about Denzel Mims. Is he even worth one of those seconds? Like,
no,
right? Like, there's not a single piece on that.
I wouldn't even
maybe a 2022 third, because people are a little bit down on this class as a whole. I don't know. This is like, I know Jamar Chase is the most valuable piece of this dynasty.
Mims literally lowers that side.
Honestly, like the optics of adding Mims makes it like it honestly might. When someone gets this trade off, they're like, "What the fuck? Why'd you put Mims in there?" Like that's not going to change it.
Don't just throw people like that into traders. It always weakens your position.
Yeah, so that's funny, but it might actually be true. This is tough. That's quite a freaking haul on the other side for Jamar Chase. Devontae Adams, Breece Hall, Zach Ertz, a first and 3 seconds. I still struggle with, and I feel like draft pick value differs from league to league. And I struggle with valuing draft picks. And this is, you had some older players on there, but then Breece Hall is the youth on that side. Oh God, I have no idea. I think the package is big enough that especially as people are scrolling, they click on it, that's just a haul, that people's eyes are going to be gravitated towards that package over there. That huge package is going to draw people's eyes in over Jamar Chase on the other side. Yeah, so but people love Jamar Chase. I'll go 39% on the Jamar Chase side.
39%, final answer?
Yeah, that's where I'm going.
Locked in, 39%. Mike, what do you think about Simon's guess? 39% over, under, way over, or way under?
I personally am not in any dynasty leagues, but I have some understanding. And one of the things I understand is that people freaking love draft picks. It seems like they love rebuilding more than they actually love being in the season they're in and maybe winning. And that's just a massive package. And again, the Mims thing, it's like Jamar Chase. but then someone hits Jamar Chase like Jeff Galooly style in the knee. It's literally a minus having Mims there because you have to cut someone probably of more value to. And Devontae Adams, like, yeah, he's a little bit older, but like you got to be thinking like, well, maybe we squeeze a couple, 3 more good years out of him. He's with his old, he's in a new team, a new situation. Breece Hall's the top bag, the RB1 of the rookies. And then fucking all those draft picks, pardon my French.
How dare you on this family-friendly stream?
I'm gonna go lower. That's just so much stuff.
That is a lot of stuff. So you're locking in the under, correct?
I'm going under 39% want that Jamar Chase side of things. Yes.
All right, Joshua, what do you think? 39% from Simon. You know your options.
Well, side B is definitely a massive package. I mean, it's definitely a massive package. The package is massive.
Just finds that funny.
Extremely massive, yeah.
No, but that package is massive. Devontae Adams, how many firsts is he worth? Breece Hall, how many firsts is he worth? I'm thinking side B is going to win this one, and I'm going to play a little game theory here. I got to catch up. I'm going to take the way under.
Taking the way
I think I went
under.
Really high. I think that was a good use of the way
I
under.
don't
Josh.
necessarily
It may not be, but
it's guess. Yeah,
it's well
exactly.
within the range of outcomes here. I think I went pretty high.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we got some good guesses here in the chat. Chosen Rose, 23%, 37 from Alex, 18 from Ricky Butts. Tim said 0. 12% from Emily, 11 from Mr. Scampers, 21 from Dustin, 17 again from the Trojan Rose adjusted, and Dave 15%, Albert 25%, and a late minute guess here from Scott. What up, Scott? 27%. 27%. The actual percentage of people who chose side A in this poll was 12%.
Josh putting his ass right back in this game.
Yes, he absolutely did, Josh. Well, Simon,
what do you get for that? 5?
That gives us 4.
Okay, so you guys are tied.
So this is anyone's game going into the last round because we're 5 points under you, and whoever's closest in the last round gets 5 points.
So we'll tie you. Either you win it outright or one of us ties you unless somebody gets it exactly right.
Wait, the maximum. So I've sealed up at least a tie?
Yes.
Unless one of us gets it exactly right on the last one, you get 10.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Wait, tie.
He should have 12 because he just got the under correct.
You're right.
He had
you're
10
right.
prior.
Yes, you're absolutely right.
Hey.
I forgot to add that. Sorry, Mike. Trying to steal points away from you.
Well,
Emily got it right. Emily
exactly right, Emily.
At the buzzer, Emily. Nice job.
Well done.
Cheers, Emily.
Well done, Queen Bee.
Cheers.
That is a fourth quarter shot right there.
That is. All right, contestants, we are getting into our final round here. And this one, if you remember correctly, if you were listening to Simon carefully, works a little different than the other ones. Each contestant is going to give a percentage guess to this poll. They're going to write it down. So, Mike, I hope you have something to write on or a phone.
Can I? I'm gonna. Oh yeah, I do it. Wait.
You can put it. We're just going to reveal it at the same time, so you just have to have it written down somewhere.
If not, you can just say it. We've done that before too.
Yeah, I think I can use my calculator on my phone, right?
That's perfect.
Absolutely. All right, contestants, here is your guess, or here's your final poll, is what I meant to say. Is Treylon Burks going to be a good NFL player? Meh, nah, or yes?
Meh.
What percentage of the public chose meh? Is Treylon Burks going to be a good NFL player? So
wait, I can't find my
stupid poll.
A reminder: the closest contestant is going to get 5 points.
I at least can get a feel of the heartbeat on yes or no, but I can't really get too much of a feel on meh.
Work backwards,
It
still doesn't
break it down yes or no, and then figure out how many might do meh.
But the meh affects the yes or no's, JL. They're directly related to each other. Like some of the people who said nah might say meh. Some of the people who said yes might say meh.
It's a little tricky.
Well, I've got my answer. I don't feel good about it.
And reminder, contestants, whoever is the closest is going to get 5 points. If 2 contestants have the same answer, they're going to share the reward or lack thereof. And if any of the contestants hit it exactly on, they're going to get 10 points.
When did this poll come out?
I will tell you. It was This poll was from August 9th.
What is today? The 11th?
August 11th, 2 days ago.
Okay.
1,342 votes.
We are locked in, baby.
Locked in.
All right. I'll go with those.
All right, contestants, you got your guesses?
I'm running out of little papers. I'm almost out of my little papers.
All right. And Simon, 30. Okay. Reveal your answers.
I could realistically see this being the biggest answer or the smallest answer.
14, 18
No,
from
I like
Josh,
Mike's
and 29
coverage,
from Mike.
Honestly, I really like your coverage, Mike, just because I could see meh being the most popular answer here. I could see.
I'm basing that on about 3 or 4 days ago. This news started coming out that he was running with the second team. And then in the last week or so, they've been talking about he's having conditioning issues. And so I think that's going to bump up nah. Obviously, it's not going to help yes, that's for sure. So I think nah and meh are going to benefit from that sort of discouraging news about him. And I think it might be a little higher than it was 3 weeks ago, or maybe than it will be in 3 weeks.
Yeah, could be. We got Rick Butts in here saying 22%, Scott saying 24%, 15 from Albert, 74 from Emily, 46 from Tim, 23 from Dustin, 33 from Dame. Mr. Scamper said 11%, mostly from people who giggle at the word me. And Alex saying 37%. 37%. Well, the actual percentage of people who chose meh in this poll was 33%. Mike, victory. Well done.
Oh,
you are our
champion. You closed it out.
Girl and wedding crashers.
Mike,
I didn't come in last place.
You didn't.
You tied for last. Mike, I love the way you played that. You took the lead early, but then you let Josh and I catch up, give us some hope, and then you just ripped it out from underneath us right at the last
how to make good television, how to make good stuff. Like we wanted some suspense there at the end.
Appreciate you looking out for us.
Game got it right on.
I wanted it to be suspenseful, but then still have everyone think, God, he was dominant. He was dominant.
Great job, Mike. You really did kill it today.
And we did have a question for you from Dustin, Mike. He said, is that a real, I'm not going to try and say this, on the wall?
Dude, I wish.
I wish.
That is not a real Mondrian.
You should have said it was.
Now we know how to say that word. Mondrian. We got everyone say Mondrian. We are more cultured today after this.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
we're losers and we're more cultured after Mike came on.
Yes, we are.
Mike, I wanted to thank you so much for coming on with us today. It was an absolute blast playing with you, and congrats on that W.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And again, let's never forget to humble myself here a bit like that. It was miserable I was terrible last time. So a hard fought win, great competition. And I appreciate being here. Thanks for having me.
We love having you on, Mike. We love having you.
Anytime, Mike. I'm taking it down next time. All right.
You're going next time. I didn't see Mama Gruneveld's guess in here. 11%.
11. We were on the same page, Mom, me and you. We were just a little off right there. Guys, if you're not already following our guest, Mike, go and follow him on Twitter at Mike Stoyanov. It's right there below his face. Just remove that space and you'll find him. Great follow and great person.
Anyone who does choose to follow.
Great
Absolutely.
follow.
So, guys, make sure you go over there and follow him. And then that is going to be it for us this afternoon, though. We'll be back tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern time for some more fantasy football game show fun. And we'll be seeing a lot of you guys at the FF Expo this weekend. Until tomorrow, though, we're out of here. Adios, everyone.
Bye-bye.
It makes fantasy fun.
There it is.